Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love. So the roid rage continues, y'all. The roid rage continues from Ryan Garcia, from his delusional fanboys, and the many glazers on the periphery of all of this who are not what you would call fans, but all of a sudden, newfound bandwagon riders. All week, all last week, and all throughout today, across different social media platforms, I've just been coming across the most bizarre, outrageous, unbelievable, absolutely amazing comments from people, perspectives, particularly for people that are going to bat for Ryan Garcia in the midst of the controversy. And it's the only thing I could really say is the level to which I am disheartened by all of this is I'm at the point of absolute disgust, and I have been there for quite some time. And you would think that, things would, I guess, subside a little bit. No, they have not. And you are plenty aware of this if you've also been keeping your eyes and ears basically to the Twitter streets, to the Instagram streets, and just peeking in and peering in at the temperature of all that has been occurring, you guys. The roid rage is definitely in full effect. It hasn't slowed down an ounce. Okay, his delusion, Ryan Garcia's delusion, is spewing, and it is definitely staining the boxing world with its odor, and his doting man fans are sucking away at it, okay, cupping and stroking his every word. That's exactly what it is that I'm witnessing and looking at. It's like, wait, what the hell is going on here? Are y'all serious? Like, you for real? Like, the level of delusion is outrageous. Okay? And the new delusion, as of right now, is that magically, he's been cleared from all of the allegations and speculations. Now, he tested positive, as we know, for 2 different tests for the banned substance ostarine. Okay? And also, reportedly, some small traces of nandrolone were said to have been detected, but further testing is said to be needed to confirm that, right? And we also know that yesterday, Ryan officially requested the testing of his B samples to commence. Okay. Now, earlier, Ryan took to his Twitter earlier today. Okay. And he basically proclaimed that he is free and clear of all speculations, all assumptions, and the like. Okay. He said this. He said, quote, "Y'all realize I didn't fail the test now. No substance other than this imaginary ostrich," which I guess is supposed to be cute, where he means ostarine, right? He said, "No substance other than the imaginary ostrich, aka ostarine substance." He also goes on to say, quote, "Levels so low wouldn't have any effect. They tried to lie, but no lie stands." Now, what the hell did he mean by that? Levels so low wouldn't have any effect? So this is him basically admitting that he has taken the substance. What you mean levels so low it wouldn't have any effect? How would you know, sir, if you didn't motherfucking swallow that shit? How would you know what the levels were, or that it was so low to begin with? That sounds like he's very complicit in the understanding of microdosing, okay? Which is what Victor Conte elaborated upon in his interview with TMZ, where he explained the whole process. Levels so low wouldn't have any effect. This is crazy. This man is an entire idiot. He doesn't even know that he's admitting to the substance being in his body and that he's complicit in it, and that he is attesting to the fact that he knows that it's so low. Oh, well, it wouldn't even matter that it was in my system because it was so low. Excuse me? This man is a bumbling fool. And the boxing world is allowing this to take place. This man has to prove how the substance got into his system if he is trying to plead innocence, which is the cappery that we know he's going to take that type of stance. Okay? He has to prove that. He has to show the New York Commission, the court, Devin's team, everybody. He has to show this, prove this, how any of this ostarine has entered his system. If he tries claiming, if he tries taking the accidental route, right? Saying that, it's an accidental ingestion of this particular substance. He has to prove that. He has to prove where he got it, how it got into his system, accidental or otherwise. There is a step-by-step procedure, a thorough process that he has to undergo. This motherfucker thinks that, just getting on Twitter with his bantering and his proclamations is all that he needs to clear his name. Like, this is a real downward spiral for boxing, y'all. Like, the fact that this man can just get on social media and just blunder every step that he makes before our eyes, and he not be held accountable for this. It's just absurd to me. Absurd to me. In no other situation and with no other boxer would this be acceptable. It's absolutely bizarre. This man is carrying on as if he didn't purposely threaten Devin's life in that ring, knowing that he was doped the fuck up. And he's just carrying on like he's out picking daisies in the field. What is going on? This is an absolute and complete downward spiral for the entire sport of boxing. This is a mockery to the sport. And it's absolutely disgusting. Day by day, minute by minute, that I check in with this or see other people talking about it or happen across this or that, I'm absolutely appalled. Now, I've been coming across endless idiocy across Twitter and other platforms where people are people are posturing that Devin Haney is, quote, a sore loser and that he needs to hold his L and just, take it like a man. Many of them are adults, y'all. As you know and as you've seen, I'm sure you have. These people have no education whatsoever about the sport or the people who have tested positive for substances in the not so distant past, ostarine included. Amir Khan was banned for something like 2 goddamn years for such findings in his system. These delusional fanboys are saying, well, it's only 1/billionth of a gram, which is a nanogram. Who gives a fuck? The problem is that the PED was in his system and was wholly in his system during the fight on April 20th. That is on period. Nothing can negate or bypass or omit that fact. I don't give a fuck how many flowers you try to cover it up with, how much sugar you try to coat around it. It's a fact. It was in his system actively the night of April 20th during the fight. It was in his system before the fight. It was found in his system when he was tested the second time the day after. Are you fucking kidding me? What is wrong with these people, y'all? No ostarine. I don't care how small of a trace should be found in his body under any context or circumstance, Period. Any fucking amount is too goddamn much. This is insane. People are waving this flag of delusion all over the boxing community, and it's sickening at this point. It's been sickening, and the levels are just rising and rising and fucking rising. What kind of Jesus juice did Ryan give y'all motherfuckers? This is like a damn cult out here, for real, on some motherfucking, what's that guy's name who gave the people the purple drink and them motherfuckers all went to sleep? Yeah, that's what y'all niggas seem like y'all on. For real. I've heard things like, oh, well, Ryan, he doesn't look like the type of guy who would take a PED. What in the hell? Is that supposed to be a coherent basis and sound judgment? Does that sound logical to you, that he doesn't look like the type of guy that would take? What the fuck does that mean? Anybody who isn't dumbfounded by this illogical, degenerate mindlessness that is permeating around the scene right now is absolutely deaf, dumb, and blind. That's all I could really say at that point. If you are not disgusted by this type of illogical, degenerate mindlessness, I don't know what to say. There's no saving you. Definitely no saving you. Now, Devin took to his Instagram a little bit ago, not too long ago, actually, and he shared, some interesting stuff. Actually, this particular one, he shared it a little bit earlier today, but there's another one that I'll share with you as well. But this one that he shared earlier was on his Instagram, and he said, quote, "The PED that Ryan popped for isn't something that shows up in your system magically. You have to buy it from the black market or a doctor. Ostarine isn't allowed in your system under no circumstance, no matter what level was found. Ryan can fool these casuals, but these are facts. He was dirty. May 22nd, the world will see. Inshallah." End quote. That's what he put on his Instagram. And Devin also took to his Twitter a little bit ago, and he said, in response to Earl Spence Jr., who Ryan has been going back and forth with all evening, trumping up that he wants to smoke with Spence, and he even tried to get at Spence. Girl, it's just an absolute bizarre tirade happening between Earl Spence and Ryan Garcia. Really, Ryan, from Ryan's side, he's really trying to posture and puff up like, he's about that life and he'll step to Earl. But of course, he's only asking for his own suicide. But Earl Spence Jr. said, "Stop letting this boy get a pass like we don't remember you taking a knee and getting up at 10. Coward as fuck." Right? That's what EJ said. Devin responded to that post and he said, "And he got caught for PEDs. If that was me or you, the world wouldn't let it down." End quote. And these are absolute facts. We know this to be a fact. The real ones out here, the cognizant people, the people who pay attention, the people who are not into the fanboyism of it all, the people who really respect and appreciate the sport, we know what the fuck time it is. He's absolutely correct on that the world wouldn't live it down if it were either of them. Okay? The entire sport would have all types of boycotts, protests, and the like if it were Devin or Spence or any other black man, real talk, as we've seen in the past. Devin is the one receiving backlash and backhanded comments from these sassy ass motherfuckers. Devin is getting the backlash. How the fuck is that the case? Isn't he the victim? Wasn't he the man that had to receive the lashings from this motherfucking cheater? How the fuck is he getting the goddamn blame? It's insane. They're mad at Dev because Ryan tested positive. Make it make sense to me, y'all. All of the outrage is being thrown at Dev. There is a mindset that is rampant within the dialogue that is exposing pretty much the need that people have across the board to see Devin brought to heel. That is the only focus. That is the only objective. That is the only basis off of which they want to extract their pleasure. at seeing him brought to heel. The fact that they saw and witnessed him being brought to heel in their mind, it was all the elation that they needed. They don't want anything interrupting the fantasy. The fact that Ryan tested positive is a threat to that fantasy. And so they don't want him to be proven guilty. They don't want Devin claiming space and demanding justice. They don't want to see that because that'll interrupt the mood. That'll jack the high that they have. It's sick, y'all. It's really sick. There is a pride in the fact that they take within them in the seeing of him being beaten. There's a pride that they've taken in seeing that. And a pride that many of these people saw him beaten by a non-black person. This is a fetish that we're seeing, y'all. I don't know if anybody gonna be real enough to say that shit, but you know, hey, I don't sugarcoat a motherfucking thing. That's a fetish that we're seeing at play here with many people within this spectrum of the dialogue and the general scope of everything that's going on. This is a fetish that we are seeing people take pleasure in. This is a part of the excitement and the ecstasy that we're seeing in people's reactions and people's projections and all sorts of things, particularly with people not of our culture. This is fetishism. Okay? The other half, on the other hand, is just downright disrespect for Devin and what he's worked hard for. Okay? So the other half of that is that some people really do have a problem with seeing people who check off all the boxes, okay? They begin to crave the flaw, the crack, the limits within somebody, the instabilities in a person. They crave and desire to see that because too many boxes are being checked off in the right way. Something's got to be wrong. You've got to be brought down somehow. You can't be this towering type of person. There've got to be some type of cracks in your foundation somewhere. This is the logic that a lot of people have, and we are definitely seeing that in full force within the situation here. This is another reason why people are so wet about seeing Devin handled that way, because that's exactly what the fuck it was. You know what? There are really so many layers to this, but I'm disgusted and I'm repulsed. So I'll just leave it there. But definitely on May 22nd, you guys, we will indeed see clearly all that needs to be confirmed. Okay? You tell me an instance in boxing where it was the norm to fail 2 different tests for the same drug, only to have the B sample, which is nothing but the exact same goddamn sample, have that B sample come back negative and free of everything that it tested positive for. You tell me a goddamn instance where that happened. Okay? May 22nd will definitely put you whole ass, sassy ass, glazing, shameless man fans in a coffin where you belong. And it'll definitely, hopefully, offset the penalization and suspension of Ryan Garcia for the drug cheat that he is. I'm definitely looking forward to the 22nd. All of this can finally be laid to rest, buried, put to bed, and, you know, all the justification will be had for Devin Haney. And so that we can get, his record cleaned and that we can get that drug cheat the fuck out of boxing. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing about him. I'm tired of all of his goddamn endless tweets and all the fanboys walking around him like motherfucking sassy ass hoes in the highest heels they could find, shamelessly trying to convince the world that he's innocent when they know what the hell goddamn time it is. It's insanity. I'm disgusted and appalled. This is hands down one of the most disrespectful occurrences in all of the sports history. Okay? 10, 20 years from now, we're going to be looking at this and just shaking our motherfucking heads. The next generation will be like, damn, look at that time. That time was crazy, huh? It's insanity. I got to end it here, y'all. Anyway, I'm on to the next. Peace.